we go. It wasn't starting. Day 100. I love like tracking things now, and when you 100 and going into the triple digits almost seems like, whoa, I made it. You know, it's another level. It's always fun, sometimes those numbers. In another 100 days on my alcohol-free journey or freedom journey, it'll be 1,000 days. That's getting up there. 2.5 years almost since I staked the ground and staked my claim of freedom. And I'm still on that journey from getting free from some other habits. Because some habits are good. We want to get on the good autopilot habits, like eating healthy and sleep and exercise, you know, good self-care habits versus the one that sabotage us. That, you know, you do all those good things and then you have these other bad things, and then you're like, well, did I just undo all the good stuff? Like, probably not. Good stuff is still good stuff, but it's not as good if you're doing some of the bad stuff. But some of us do the good stuff so that we can do the bad stuff. Like, because I deserve that, right? So it's still got some of that mentality going on. And no, I deserve to feel good and operate in the full potential that the human body and mind is capable of. That's what I deserve. Anyway, so toxic stuff that we do to ourselves. Today's topic, toxic topic, is jealousy. Yeah, that is like drinking poison, hoping the other person is going to be hurt. You know, sort of like unforgiveness. Just bitterness, you know, all that. Like, jealousy is an awful one. And that seems like what David was up against in Psalm 109. He was like, I am doing all I can for these people. I genuinely love them. I pray for them. And yet they're cursing me. They're against me. And then he goes through some specific ones. And it sounds like as they're going through some of the accusations, and then you finally get to the last like paragraph, and it's like, oh yeah, you sit in there and you eat your fattening food and you're, you know, you sleep in your comfy place, and like you can see what's underlying these accusations is a misperception that because he's king, he's on easy street, life is easy, like he can't possibly understand, like, you know, jealousy. And that often happens when you have any kind of achievement in life. The haters come out. We hold mirrors up for each other. And that's what's often really underneath some of these toxic feelings that other people might have against you, or if you find yourself having against other people when they have success. Or maybe it's not even a matter of success. Maybe it's just something is getting triggered. You know, it's often a mirror too that holds it. They're doing something and you know you could be doing it and you don't like that reminder. So you're like, well, you just think you're all that, blah, blah, blah. So we just see people doing things and we know, we maybe like to be a victim. Well, I could never do that because blah, 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 blah. And that's just not true. Those are excuses in your own brain, and the lies, you know, that's how Satan works. He is a liar. He will get you to believe that things aren't possible for you because of this and that. Or if you're not taking responsibility for something. You know, a lot of us, me included, or it used to be the case, that I was living from a victim mentality. And a lot of times when you're in that victim mentality, you don't even know it. Like, it seems so genuine to you, like so true. Like, I did have all of these things happen to me. So you start to believe the lie that those things that happened are the reason that you can't do or be or feel something. And then you look at other people that have what you're frustrated about not having, and you can't seem to get it, and then you just take it out on them. Well, must be easy for you, because for example, for me, and I've shared this with you all multiple times, but it's just part of my story, and I have taken ownership now, and now I'm finding my way out of it. But I stayed in this, like, it was a victim mentality. I was a victim of my parents. I was a victim of being moved around. You know, it wasn't my fault that I couldn't feel settled and at home anywhere, because I had had this, you know, all these things happen that were out of my control as a child. And that's true. Like, we do really have moments where we are truly victims. But when you stay in that place, then that's a choice. And then I would look at other people that, you know, grew up in the same place, had these big extended families or family reunions, people going out, you know, especially in this world of social media. It's easy to see fake book and think, oh, I'll never have that. You know, I was jealous a lot. Like, I can't have that. And even of my own husband, like, he grew up in the same house his whole life and has the same circle of friends, you know, from high school and all of these things. And I thought, and I actually kind of attached myself to that, thinking, oh, well, since I couldn't have that on my own, I'll just have it by osmosis. And it doesn't always work that way. And then so I was still finding myself a little bit, like, frustrated and like, why can't I have this? Anyway, as David is dealing with these accusers, he gets to the point too where he's like, well, let the very thing that they are accusing me of be their punishment. I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, I was the one that was causing it and keeping myself stuck. So I'm the only one that can get me out of it and get me. And I don't do that through jealousy or attaching myself to somebody, you know, like that path does not work. No. You have to go within and really sift out, okay, what's really going on here? What's underneath this? And of course, in the Psalm, David goes on to praise God. You know, he's like, I know, I mean, this really is awful to have people against me. But you know the truth, God. I know the truth. I'm doing my best here. And you're going to take care of them. You're not going to let me suffer the consequences of these curses, because what does that say about you? I am faithful to you. And so I know who I am because of who you are. And you're going to show these people what's what. And the very thing that they're using to curse me with is going to be their own punishment. And now, as somebody who was really trying to be more like David, what that does is keep you in your own lane. All that energy that I was, you know, spending looking out there for a solution, and then even getting frustrated by looking at other people and going, why can't I have that? I can take all of that energy now and focus it on achieving the thing that I want. And that's what David did. Like, he's like, I can't worry too much about that. I'm going to give it to you, God, because you've got things here for me to do. And that's what I need to be focused on, because that's going to actually keep me in right standing. And you are who you are. You have to be faithful to who you are. So I'm going to look good in the end, because I'm the one that's living in integrity and doing the right thing, even with all these people against me. I'm not going to worry about trying to please them or prove myself. And that's the lie. The flip side, when people are jealous of you, that if you focus on trying to people please with them, that just takes you off of your mission and what you're here to fulfill and do. So it's just a toxic mess all around. If people get focused on it, whether you're the one that is jealous of. So interestingly enough, while I was being jealous for this reason, I had people that were jealous of me and that really struggled with in relationship with me, because from their perspective, I had things that they wanted, because I have focused on, even though I haven't been able to find a kind of a home, a rooted place. I do have a nice home. We make a good living. We drive nice cars, all of that. We have all of the trappings, if you will, of a decent middle class, life. And I have people that make assumptions about me and are jealous and that thinks, oh, she must have it so easy, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, I'm over here suffering for, it's just, jealousy is no bueno. It's not good for the person you're jealous of. It's not good for you. We're all busy being in each other's business instead of doing what God has called us to do and fulfilling the potential that we each have. So if you find yourself, like David, the object of jealousy and accusations, follow his example. Just get right back, give it to God, get right back to praising him. Know that he's going to take care of it and take care of you. You just stay in integrity. If you have gotten out of line and you find yourself jealous of other people, I know in the alcohol-free world, those of us that have achieved, multiple years now, it's easy for the newbies to come in and go, oh, and look at us like, oh, that'll never be me. I can't do that. And whoa, it's so easy for them. It's even our responsibility to remind them and say, no, in order to get to day what blah, 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 I had to have a day one. We all start somewhere, and we jump in there and our brains will go, oh, you can't do it. Oh, it's so, it's toxic. Get rid of it. Do not, you do you, boo. Do kids still say that? I don't know. Anyway, I'm being silly as usual. So, jealousy. It is toxic. And it takes, just like a lot of the other things that we talk about, it takes real honesty to see yourself and how you are being jealous of other people. And jealousy often comes with these accusations. So if you find yourself judging, having accusations, looking at somebody going, it must be so easy for them, whether it's you're comparing your size, your bank account, your house, their 2.2 kids versus your 2.2 kids, whatever it is, you think they've all, and this is hard, with social media now, if you're on any of, well, obviously you are because you're here, it is easy to look, because we all want to just show our best selves. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you're not seeing the full picture. You might see the nice family dinner and everybody's hugging. And then they go home and they're fighting and they're, like it's a hot mess behind the scenes. Because, we're all human. That is what's happening behind the scenes. We don't like to show that stuff, but it's true. Because we're human in relationship with each other. So take it to God. Focus all of your energy on your journey. I'm telling you, that's where it's at. And every time now I see myself getting off focus, I'm like, oh, I just wasted 48 hours on that. Like I got way off. Look, what could I have done in 48 hours if I had stayed in my own lane or whatever it is? Sometimes it's weeks at a time. So get rid of all jealousies and all hatreds. We're all just doing the best we can. I was watching Brene Brown the other day, and she was talking about generosity. And she defined generosity in this context as basically giving people of the doubt. Interacting with people from the assumption we're all just doing the best we can. And actually, that's a pretty selfish perspective because that frees me from worrying about their motives or trying to get in their business and fix or being jealous or whatever. Like, they're genuinely doing the best they can, which then frees me up to be focused on trying to do the best that I can. I just loved that. Generous. Be generous with other people, not jealous. And see if that doesn't actually become, instead of drinking something toxic through jealousy, drink something that's edifying and health-giving and life-giving. Because it's our choice. God gives us a choice. Choose life or death. And jealousy is choosing death. Okay. You can see Kentucky welcomed us with cold again. As we crossed the state line, it was snowing yesterday. I was like, okay. Palm trees to snow. I think I just spit on you all. All right. Have a great Sunday. If you're going to rise, you might as well shine. We do at least have a nice, shiny sunrise over the lake this morning. Bye.